Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a long one, so be prepared because I'm going to go through this stack of planners and a couple others, and we're going to do a mid-year update, and we're going to talk about why I'm only using some of these now. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to have a lot of planner talk today. So all right, if you're interested, stick around and maybe grab something to drink and snack on, because like I said, it's going to be a long one, y'all. Okay, this is a nice stack, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is not everything, because this stack is only stuff I purchased. Not anything I made or created or like customized myself. This is stuff I spent actual money on. And I will let me preface two things. One, my dog is in this room because I try and film when no one else is in the house, and because I have a tiny dog, he might start barking, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry ahead of time, but you guys with tiny dogs know. You know how that goes. Okay. Second thing is I feel like I kind of want to have a conversation. Let me go ahead and get organized here. I feel like I kind of want to have a conversation about consumerism, because I see that that's a topic that comes up a lot in this community, and I was going to tell you how much I paid for each one of these because 90% of them I got on sale, but I also think that by justifying my choices, that also gives credence to the fact that people can do what they want. Let people spend money how they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you're making sure that other important parts of your life, like, you know, shelter, food, all that, are being taken care of, man, let people spend what they want. Is it expensive? Yes, it can be a very expensive hobby. And did I get a lot of this on sale? Yes, but you know what? Let everybody just do what they want. I will say that the reason why I do buy a lot of these on sale is not because I'm like, oh, I mean, everybody loves a good deal. Come on now, let's be real. But because that's how I try a lot of things. Because if I bought all these full price, y'all, even I would, like, again, I'm not trying to justify it one way or another, because people can buy what they want. But like, there's a point where I'm like, Lisa, you have spent way too much money on stuff you don't use. So I try and find, you know, things on sale, so that way at the end of the year I'm not like, holy cow. But okay, little mini rant over. Let's start with last year. Okay, let's start with this one, because I bought this last year, like around February. I went to Yosea. It's their branded partnership, like their little collab with Stylogy, because I saw it on their website and I was like, I want this. I need this. For what? I don't know, because I wasn't a notebook planner, but I wanted to be. So I went and got it, and I backfilled, and the first few pages are just like reference pages, and then I did all the months up front like normal, like I drew them all in. So I'll give you a little, and this is a well-loved planner, you guys. And then I would just do like I would do like a little monthly like a little cover page, and then this was my reading little thing. I put a little calendar here, and then I would do my reading, and then I had weekly spreads with memory keeping built in. Like, you guys, I was all in it. I didn't really do much daily planning, but I was like, I was in it to win it, you guys, this year, and I loved it. I loved having my weekly plans, and then journaling and memory keeping. I loved having it all in there. And so my biggest issue with this was I hated drawing everything out all the time. All the months, all the weeks, everything. It just kind of got to be, like, at the beginning, it was like a nice little thing. I would sit down and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to plan my week, and I would draw everything out. It was kind of therapeutic. But by the end of the year, I was like, y'all, no. So I purchased this Any Plans or Estelle collab. That was the complete weekly vertical, because you guys, it had, you know, the Hobonichi style overview at the front. It had monthlies all at the front. I had to redate them though, because they started on a Sunday, which I thought was bizarre, but you know what? To each their own. You know what I'm saying? So I had to redate it. And what I loved was there was a month. There was 2 blank pages in between the month, because I was like, yes, that's where my reading trackers are going to go. This is going to work out perfectly, because then there were the weeks vertical layout without times, and then there was a blank 2-page spread in between. So I was like, y'all, this is it. I'm going to do this, memory keep, all of that, this is the perfect thing, because then at the end there was 100 blank pages where all my reference stuff could go. I was like, this is it. That's all I need. This is this, and I don't have to draw it out. And y'all, for whatever reason, it did not click. And I think it was because I introduced this late last year in September, and I just started customizing the heck out of my personal rings, and then I just, for whatever reason, this just didn't click. And then I also, part of the reason was because I started daily planning in this and daily journaling and, you know, that sort of thing, and there was really no place to daily journal. I know I could have done like Monday and done and Tuesday, but I think I was just too stressed about running out of space, and then also not having a place to memory keep. It just became a little claustrophobic for me, and I just was like, you know what, I'll just put this aside and I'll leave most of it blank because I can always repurpose this. And so that was my goal, so that's why I kind of stopped early. But look at how well I did on those tabs, y'all. I mean, like a waste. But so that was the first fail of the year. Let's see, in my original planner lineup, you know, I did a Instagram post about it. I'll post it up here. There's a huge stack. Half of those are gone. One of them I even destroyed and threw it away because I tried to put it in it was the EC focused weekly, which I loved, but I bought it for work, and I ended up taking it apart and trying to put it in an A5 binder, and then I hated that, so basically I destroyed it. And I was like, oh, well, it was a good thought. But this was in the photo, and that's because I always buy weeks. I mean, first of all, it's cats and a bow tie, and I love it. And I just like to have a weeks because at some point I always gravitate towards the simplicity and the portability, which are two of my main go-tos, and I just have to have it. So do I use this regularly? No, but when I'm like kind of stressed about planner decisions, this is my go-to. So it's not really complete. And I think that's the issue. Now, I can't speak for everybody because the planner community is vast, wide, and we are not a monolith. There are tons of opinions. But for me, personally, when I get a new planner, I have an idea of it being full and complete with almost all of it filled up. I don't need to fill out every single page, but I just have this idea. And so when I get something, I try and keep up with it. And then I end up with 7 of those things, and I try and keep up with all of them. And that's just not realistic. And so I think that's where the fail for me comes in. It's not because I don't love it or it's because it doesn't work. It's just because I just try and keep up with too much. Because everything's cute and I just want to use it all. But so that's the weeks. Also, look, if you've been around this community long enough, then you know that like in 2015, 2016, like when I first started planning, like decorative planning, it was all about Erin Condren. You know, there was Happy Planner and Erin Condren, and yes, there were other brands, but those were the two that you really saw in like social media. And I think for me at that time, when you wanted to branch out and you wanted to try something new, it was like a sticker kit. It was like a $15, $20 sticker kit, or you went on like a sticker purchase, or you bought some new washi or something like that, and that's how you kind of like branched out and tried new things. Now, trying new things is literal full planners. And they're not cheap because, you know, they're small businesses and I want to support everybody. And I'm like, oh, I want to try that. That looks cool. But then I get into my brain again, like I said earlier, I want to complete. I want it to look complete. I want it to be full. And so now trying something new is not just like a sticker kit or a roll of washi. Now it's a full book. And then we end up with all these, you know, for lack of a better term, a graveyard of planners, planner graveyard. And we kind of feel guilty, but you know, we just like trying things. So it is what it is. This is also in my lineup, and I'm really not going to open this one because this is actually, you know, I'll just show you it's the English planner. I'll go ahead and take it out. So I got the planner. I bought this specifically for a journal, a bedside journal, and that's what I use it for. So the months are for daily gratitude. Just daily gratitude or daily joy or something that brought me, there's no negativity in here because I put that other places, even in this book, but in here it's just things that brought me joy. There's a habit tracker at the front. In these, I use this for a mini habit tracker. And then, like I said, this is just a quick gratitude or joy. And then these pages here are for nighttime journaling. And this is more like diary style, how my day went. If I'm frustrated about anything, if I'm scared about anything. You know, I'm the mom of teenagers who are out and about in the world. And this book knows, this book knows my heart. So that is still on the rotation. So that's a win. Let's put that over here in the win column. Okay, so, oh, these traveler's notebooks, again, it was more like I wanted to be a traveler's notebook person. So I got the month, and I got the weekly, and you know what? I need it all in one book. I need it all in one book. And this is where I feel compelled to tell you, I got these on sale, but I don't want to feed into that, but like, I wanted to try them, and you know what? I'm going to tell you something. It's cute. It's cute for decorative planning, for memory keeping planning. I mean, I got in there and I was like, this is cute. But there really is there's no like notes pages, so then you have to get a third book. And now I've got a monthly this and a third book, and then I've got the Traveler's Note, and then I got the little thing around it, and then I've got sticker release paper. And man, that thing got bulky, and I just found that I was just not reaching for it because it was too much. Honestly, it was too much. If I was a simpler, like if I was just a straight up, I just needed a month, because I love a monthly. That's my go-to. And this could work, but there's no notes pages. I mean, there's like these, but I need more than that. And I just don't want more than one book. I know. So that's a fail. That goes over here on this side of the table. Now here comes where I was like, yeah, I'm about to get in my Jubun Techo phase. Here we go. So these came from Barnes & Noble because I was like, what? They sell these? And sure enough, they did. And I was like, I'm going to grab that. And can I just tell you, I love the paper. I love it. I love it. I don't know what it is. I'm not a paper fanatic, but I loved it. But like a lot of other people, the colors threw me off. And I don't have use for I don't work on a lot of appointments. Like my job is not appointment heavy. My personal life is basically doodling in planners and watching Dateline. I know I've said that before, but it's true. And, you know, reading. So I'm just like, I really like this. What I really liked too was the months. And then I really, really liked the, where are they at? Yes, the trackers, the built-in trackers. I was like, but you know what? Again, there was no place for notes. There was no place for dailies. There was no place for memory keeping. Yes, it came with a blank notebook, and I tried it, but it just didn't click. And I think that this notebook would be amazing for commonplacing because it's already got that built-in line, or daily planning, bullet journaling, this idea book. And these are, honestly, these are like $9 on jet pens, and I think that's a, you know, a fabulous option. But yeah, I tried, y'all. I did, and I really liked it. Like, I love this thing that it came with. Maybe I should not put that out there. That's one of my work checks. Already deposited. That's just, I left it in there. You know, I love this little, because it came with this. I got the kit that came with all of this. Look at this. Page marker. This little thing that loops around to keep it shut. Tucks in back there. Came with this that had all these little card slots. And a pen loop in the back. And then the idea book. And then it also came with a life book, but I took that out because I didn't need all that. So yeah. So you can see this is when I stopped using it. It was in March. These are the Coffee Monsters Co. If you're in her Facebook group, every year she puts out the individual calendars, and somebody resized them to make a desk calendar, but I just cut them out and I just would tuck it in there because I thought that was cute. So, it was fun, but no more. That's not gonna work for me. And then, you guys, this is the B6 Slim Daily, and got my kids in there. I hung with this for a while because one, I was obsessed with the size. I was memory keeping in here. This wasn't for plans. I loved it because, like, let's bypass all this, because the month also had a habit tracker at the bottom, and I was like, oh, that's genius. I could just put everything in here, see it as a glance, and then on the daily pages, instead of planning, I could go through and have it be a memory keeper. And I was in it for a while. Like, I even tried to make it a planner because I tried to tip in the Peanuts Planner Co. freebie because I was like, that'll work, and I'll just put this at the beginning of the week, and no. But you guys, this was fun, and I don't know why I didn't stick with it, honestly. I think, you know what it was? It was because, here we go. It was because I got this. That's why I didn't stick with this, because I got this. And also, I really started moving heavily into customizing this, and I have what's called a weekly bundle, which I have a video, and if I remember, I'll put in the cards, but I will put in the description box. And part of my weekly bundle is I have these daily sheets, and it used to be day on 2 pages worth of this, and then the whole of this side was a grid. And I was doing a lot of planning and journaling straight in this, which negated the reason for anything else. Everything was here, and you guys, that was like an almost perfect system. I was like 99 out of 100, except for the archiving of it all. I'm not the only one that struggles with this. I mean, specifically, you know, the people that I saw that also had these struggles were Megan Rhiannon and Lindsay Scribbles, and I borrowed the idea from Megan Rhiannon to get these clear personal binders to put the archive pages, but like her, this is not, like she says in one of her videos, it's not ideal because how long are these going to stay up? They're not really consistent. I mean, it's just, it's not really fun to flip through. So this is where I was struggling, because I was like, why did I ever move away from my Stalogy when it's all in there? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like this is what I'm going to go to next year, because I'm like, everything else was chaotic, and this I know works. So, but anyways, so the reason why I stopped using this little cutie, which you guys, seriously, this was perfect for, you could throw it in your bag with a little, you know, pen case, some stickers, and journaling on the go. It's like, it's a really good size. And I even cut down an A5 notebook and put it back here for just like scrappy notes, just to have as, in case I wanted just to write. And but yeah, then this entered the chat. The Spring Start cousin. It gets us all, doesn't it? I did. I succumbed to the siren call. I wasn't going to. I hadn't bought a Spring Start. I mean, I hadn't bought a cousin. When I put in my September order for Hobonichi, I bought 2 day frees, one for my daughter, one for my husband, and I bought that weeks, and I was like, that's it. I'm just not, because I just don't finish them. And I was like, why am I going to buy it when I know I don't finish it? And see, what had happened was, I went to New York. I went to Manhattan with my family, and we went to, oh, what's the name of that store? The bookstore in, right off of, I can never remember the name of it. I'm sorry. If I think about it, I'll put it up here. And the bottom floor, so it's 3 floors. The first floor that you walk in on is books, and then you go upstairs and it's all like anime, not anime, manga, I'm sorry. And then the bottom floor in the basement is all stationery. And the first thing I see when I walked in, a whole table of Hobonichis, Spring Start Hobonichis, including this cover. Y'all, so I did it. I succumbed. I bought it. And then as I'm walking out, my husband was like, oh, wait, you forgot this. And he surprised me. He snuck back in when I wasn't looking, and he bought me this cover because he knew I wanted it. But he also knew that I didn't want to buy both. So I was like, well, now I have to use it, right? Because look how cute this all is. So I was struggling in this for a while, and we're going to come back to this in just a minute, because this is where the second half of the year comes in, the idea. So let me move this. Let me go back to here. So this has been my main, since last September. This has been my go-to. It's got everything in here, and there's just such a comfort to me knowing that it's all in here, that there's my monthlies, my weekly bundle. This is work, which I'm not a fan of having a work planner in my personal stuff, because I don't need to keep work stuff past the year. I don't need it in my memory keeper. I don't need it, like, it wasn't in here when I was in this. I had a separate notebook I actually had a Leuchtturm that I just used. But there's just something so comforting having this section here with pages I can just take out and just throw away, and just have it here, so that way whenever I'm at work and something does come up personally, I can just flip to that section. Or if I'm at work and, because I work 8 to 4, when things are usually open and I need to make a call to like a doctor or something, I can just go to my health section, or something comes up financially. You get the picture, you know what I'm saying? And there's something so comforting about just having it all here. And so it's like, Lisa, then why don't this is it. Why do you need anything else? One, because that's not how planner people work. Listen, come on now. You know that though. If you're here, you know that. But two, it's the archiving. I enjoy being able to go back and flip through, and I do with this. I do. I mean, it's nice. And so, I was struggling though, because I thought, well, I need to use this as a planner. And so I was trying to use them together, and I was trying to take both to work and fill them out together, the rings and this, and it was just, it's too much. If you're using them for different things, that's fine, but when you're replicating information, for me, I know some people love it. For me, it's just, I can't do it. So I kind of abandoned this for the month of like April. But then I'm in Lindsay Scribble's Patreon group, and she had a live stream last weekend. I don't know, I wasn't there. I watched the replay because I couldn't make it on the live stream. And she was kind of going over the same situation, like, where does she fall for the rest of the year? And in the conversation, it was like, well, why can't this just be an archive? Like, I mean, it doesn't need to be used daily. It can just be everything that's in here that matters to me, because not everything in here matters. There's some things in here that I can just take out and throw away. So I don't need to keep everything. But the things that do, why don't I just archive that information in here a little bit at a time? So that's what I'm thinking now. I think I'm going to, at the end of the month, go in and fill out the monthly instead of doing it live, because things change, and I don't mind if they change in here. Sorry, I don't mind if they change in here, because this is supposed to be scribbly. This is supposed to be messy. I don't care how messy that gets. But then I could take that information at the end of the month and just populate this, a nice clean copy of what I did that month. And then the weeklies are where I struggle, because I really don't have a use for them. So I don't know if I'll try and do like a memory keeping type thing, like, where did I put it? Like, I don't know if I'll try and do something like this in there, where I go back and fill it in, because it just seems kind of, I don't know. I mean, I go to work, I come home, I cook dinner, I play in my planners, and then I read and go to bed. I mean, like, yes, we have some special events, but that's when I record them here in the daily pages when they happen. So I don't know. There was a while there where I was actually taking my daily page out of my planner and cutting it and pasting it in, but I didn't like how thick it was making all the pages. It was making them kind of... So what I've been doing now, and I'll just go to a blank one. What I've been doing now is just, this is it. This is everything. This is where I'm at. This is what I plan in. This is everything. And then at night, I come home and do my daily, like, record keeping in here, just one page a day. Because it really, once I print out some photos or add some stickers, it really doesn't take that long to fill up. And I don't care about filling the whole thing up. I just want a record of my day. And yeah, so I think I'm going to focus on the months, filling those in at the end of the month, clean copy, and then going here and just keeping up with this, day, every other day, whatever, and doing that at night, because to me that's sustainable, because I'm already doing this at night, so it's not a problem for me to have these two and get it done. So I think that's where I'm at moving forward for the rest of the year, is not stressing about keeping in this because I love it. Stick with what you love, right? But then using this as the archive, so at the end of the year I can just get rid of all these pages, recycle them, of course, because that's a lot of paper. But then have this as the one I put on the shelf and have as a record of the year. The only problem, because of course it can't be that easy, can it? The only problem is two things. One, I bought an Erin Condren Daily Duo. And now that I feel so at peace with this combo, what the heck am I going to do with that Daily Duo? Especially since I've already uncoiled it and made it customized. Like I can't just sell it. I mean, I could sell the second half of the year but yeah. So, y'all seen my planner graveyard so far this year. And I will say that I have been really good about actively staying away from any additional planner sales. Like, I'm not, anytime something comes up, it's like, hey, the rest of our planners are 40% off. The rest, I've actually been like, no, that's enough. That's it. I'm cutting myself off. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. How are you guys doing at the end of, well, at this mid-year point? Do you have a stack like me, a big graveyard? How's it going for you guys? And that's it. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Bye.